Hey guys, today is January 9th. As I have committed to journaling my trade every day, I am journaling one for today as well. I tilted quite a bit, took 6 trades in total, um, went over my loss target. Um, some positions were not what I should have taken. It was a mess all over the place today. So let's go over this real quick. So the first trade I took was Netflix. The thesis was coming in, the Netflix was bearish. Um, it was close to the previous day low. The opening, it was close to previous day low, so that's why I was watching it. As soon as the first candle broke the previous day low, I looked for the retest, and I took the position when it did a retest, and I took the position at 932. 932, that's when I bought it. This is a third candle right here, right at the beginning of it. So 932, 931, 32 right there. So I bought that as puts. Um, it went down. I was about to sell just part of it that it just started bouncing back. I waited. My stop loss was break above the previous day low, and lo and behold, it broke previous day low. And so I got out of the position and then into the chop and went to the downside, which the thesis was. That was my first trade. That was a loss. Then I went into Meta. Meta looked good because of the previous day high, and it was for the upside. My thesis was that if it goes above previous day high, breaks above. My thesis was that it will be a strong upside buy. QQQs at that time was trending upwards as well. So Meta broke here, waited for this candle to close. The second red candle came in on 936. I took the position on 937. Right here when this candle started, I took the position right here. So it was a good trade. The first scales that I did were pretty good, but then it put in a big red candle, which brought me back and below actually from my buying target, given how the contracts were moving. So again, my stop loss was right the break below the red candle. So I got out of that as well. Again, that was the loss too. Then my third trade was Google. Google has always been a good ticker that I've traded. I did not look at it earlier today, but because it was literally within the range. It was, if you see it, it was literally within this range. Previously high, previously low, but it had a good move. I saw it coming up, so I got in on pre-market high retest right here. It broke really nicely, came back, and I got into 944 candle. Got into here. So it broke, it put a big candle, came back down, and I see it breaking back again. So I entered here. So it was a strong break, went up, did first scales right here, and then the second scale right here. And then it came down. So I was out of Google majority before it could come down, but I had some scales which I left, which I got out when this big red candle was put in. I got out, which was at 948. So got out of that. That was a break even. last scale on that, the trailers. But this was a profitable trade, not big of a profit, but still a profitable trade. Then I go into Microsoft. Again, my thesis for Microsoft and Netflix both was that they were opening close to previous day low. So the idea was that they were gonna drop. They looked weaker than the market, and if you could see, the Microsoft did do that. I missed this entry right here. It was a good retest, and it was coming. I missed this entry right there, but then I saw an entry here on pre-market low right here. Again, not a good retest. I think this was a C grade trade. Most of the move had happened already. It came from 475 to all the way hit 472, so $3 already had happened. But still, I entered into this trade right here at 949 candle, 950 candle. So right here, I entered on the trade right here. I can move this right here and got here. I was about to get out, but it didn't give me a chance. Start chopping. My stop loss was right before break off pre-market low. Couldn't get out. It was chopping, and then it start ripping up. So that was a loss. I got out of it. Lost. It was a lost trade too. Then went into, let's open this. Then went into AMD, and looking for a downside since AMD our semis were weaker and bearish action. So looked for the weaker side. So this is the retest that I got in on the pre-market low. Actually got into this candle because this is break, retest, big candle displacement. So somewhere around here I got into. Actually, by this time I was trying to look for more confirmation, so I did not get into this. I got in here, right here. Again, not a good trade, not a good thesis. There was a level right here. I ignored that level. This was a long-term high time frame level, so should have seen that, but ignored that totally. Break was stop loss was break above this candle, so right here. AMD came down. This is where I entered actually, right here. AMD came down, put a wick in, took one scale out here, and then it shot up. Again, a loss on that, and not a good entry for sure. Given the retest was here, and I entered all the way here, so it was too late to enter. But by this time, I believe I started tilted, so got into multiple different trades. Last one was SPY, which was a break-even trade. I got in on at 10:15 right here. So the idea was it was breaking, the SPY was ripping, so it was a break. Got in right here, and by this time I was just probably so done with all the trades and the losses that I was not in the right mindset, so shouldn't have taken this trade. But anyways, got in here. It came for retest. As soon as it came on this red candle, I sold it, thinking it will break down further. So didn't wanna take that risk of losing more. So sold it here. And of course, the thesis was, it was a long thesis on this, which I was correct on now that I see this after the fact. But at that time, sold it here and, got out of it, off the market altogether. After this, closed all the trading platform and didn't want to trade anymore. So not a great day. Um, Actually, pretty bad day today. But want to journal it and see the progression. Thank you all. Bye.